All right, I've got something before we move on.
All right.
Yes, I was
Monkey
looking at it.
Man, he said, "What advice do you guys have for dealing with immense pressure or expectations?"
Oh, wow.
That is
That's
a
Man,
tough.
that's
we're
a tough
going straight
question.
off the top.
Yeah,
Man.
All right.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, there's a lot there. I think for a lot
Mhm.
of us, I think we've been there, right? The
yeah,
Probably
pressure
there.
from family, from jobs, from
Mhm.
significant others, from different responsibilities and things. And yeah, it's tough. It sucks sometimes. And I think trying to always live up to an expectation is almost an impossible task,
yeah,
right? So I think, at least in my experience,
Mhm.
what things that have helped is just clarifying, okay, what is the expectation and what I cannot do, and also communicate to
Mhm.
communicate to those people. You know what? This is what I can do today. What can I do
Exactly.
today that I can accomplish, and
mm,
and break it up into chunk size. And if there's a failure in the communicating those expectations, straight up have that conversation. Yo,
yeah,
I cannot physically do this. I can do this. Can we meet somewhere in the middle? Or if there's an opportunity to ask for help, ask for that help, man.
Yeah.
It sucks. I know it's been there. For me particularly, jobs have just been very demanding and just not knowing. So hopefully, it's a monkey man.
Yes.
Whatever you're going through, man.
Yep.
Hope you can get some help. And don't be afraid to have that conversation. I think that's
Mhm.
that's the biggest
Oh
thing.
yeah.
He
Absolutely.
he's absolutely right about the communication. One of my biggest problems is always feeling stretched out.
Yeah.
mm,
The pressure, the the expectations from work, from family, from being a father, being it's immense sometimes. It feels
Yep.
like my attention is needed in like five different areas at once. And he's right. Chaotic is right. You need to communicate, especially with your loved ones, the ones you sometimes you feel
Mhm.
you have this pressure from.
mm,
Yeah.
Like, this is how I'm feeling. Don't
yeah,
don't suffer. Don't suffer in your anxiety, uh, and the pressure that you create in your
Mhm.
own head.
mm,
Yeah.
Voice it. Talk to the people you love the most, the ones you feel maybe need the most
Mhm.
from you,
Yeah.
and manage those expectations and manage, the anxiety inside you.
Yeah. And so he's saying also Monkey Man is saying that he's, getting into that time where he needs to apply for college and things like that and feeling a lot of immense pressure. So my first question would be, is these pressure or these expectations placed on you by somebody else, or is this something internal? Because we also have a lot of expectations of ourselves that can
Yeah.
be unrealistic as well.
For sure.
I could have an expectation that I'm going to go run a half marathon, which I'm physically unable to do. So, I can torture myself and try to do that thing, try to prepare for a half marathon knowing that it's not feasible.
all
Yeah.
right.
So that's one
So
thing.
actually, Monkey Man, I was in the same
Oh
exact
yeah.
situation. So I grew up low middle class with my mom, and my whole mom's side was like, you guys, you got to go to college, you got to get perfect grades, you got to do all this.
Yeah.
And I
Mm-hmm.
got no help for the things that I needed help for. My personal mental health, my physical health, things like that. I was too focused on getting good grades and stuff that I was putting aside the things that were actually important. So when and what you're saying is living up to expectations that you're the golden ticket child. I've also been through that.
Yeah.
The look at my child, he did so much. Look at him. He got all A's. Look at him, he was honor roll. Look at him, he won the spelling bee or something.
Yeah.
Like all that just builds pressure, and sometimes you just got to voice to your parents, "Hey,
Hmm.
I'm not that perfect. I'm going to mess up." And
Hmm.
maybe right now, I don't know if this is you or not, but I had to tell my mom that I wasn't going to college because it wasn't for me. I was not good at school. I hated school.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But being able to talk to your parents like that is very important. And if they don't understand, they don't understand. But
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
Voice it.
if they truly love you, they will understand and they will
Yeah.
support you.
Yeah. And even have that conversation with yourself. Like, what do you really want?
Hmm.
Is this something? I mean, you're obviously looking towards the future, which is an awesome thing. It's an exciting part. It's an exciting
It
time in your
is.
life. It's really cool. And I can tell you right now, at that age, we're dudes in our middle age, and I can tell you what you do or don't do right now is can have lasting effects, but it can also lead to also other exciting things.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So you don't have to figure out everything right
Mhm.
now. Your life
Exactly.
is
Yeah.
not written
Yeah.
right now.
I'm
And-
also assuming, since you're talking about applying for colleges and stuff, you're around 18, 19. So I'm also there, and it takes a lot for you to be like, okay, I'm not a full-blown adult yet. I don't have to have everything figured out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel there's a pressure too that I'd be doing wrong by
Yeah.
myself.
So
for not doing these things.
I am Figure's dad, and school just wasn't working out. And one day we just had an honest conversation, and Figure just said, "Look, man, school. I'm not built for school, or school's not built for me. Either way, it's just not working out." And I think that was probably the first time he was absolutely honest with me.
Yeah.
And he started describing a lot of symptoms that I knew pointed towards something that I'm not, equipped to help him with. So, getting him into some therapy
Yeah.
to teach him skills, to deal with school if that's what he wanted to continue doing. But dude, some people just don't want to go to college, and some
Yeah.
people just don't have to. I mean,
yeah.
if you are wanting to be, for instance, a mechanic of any kind, you don't necessarily need college to do that.
Mm.
I think we put a lot of pressure on kids to go to college that just
Yeah.
either want to go into a
Yeah.
field that you don't need college, or college is just placed on you because that's where we think
Yeah.
everybody should
Mm.
go. But
Or if college is in your plan, if that's something that you do strive for and want to achieve for, it's also not the end all be all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times, and in my previous professional experience, I can tell you, like, a lot of times there's so much currency, I guess, there's so much weight
Mm.
we put on people who go to college, or which college people go to.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna be straight up with you, dude. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit. If college is for you, do it because you want to do it.
That was gonna be my point.
You're right. If that's your path, do it.
Yeah.
But do it for you.
He says
And-
he's 16. He skipped some years. So I was in the same situation. I was 17 going into college, and I was not ready. So you have to talk to yourself, have some like internal monologue, take some personal inventory, and be like, am I ready to take this next step to start talking to people older than me, to start taking classes that
Yeah.
that are adults should be taking.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
and to your point, yeah, dude. I mean, you're looking at things with a clear head. It sounds
Yeah.
like, yes, if you go to college right now, you're going to be hanging out with people that are a lot older than you and
Yeah.
not able to relate to some of the things you're going
mhm.
through, and so that also takes some stock into, what your experience is. And so, I mean, right now, what you're doing with us is exactly the kind of
Exactly.
conversations you should be having with yourself, with
Yeah.
what's going on.
And your counselors at school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Counselors at school, yeah, because there's the golden boy, right? The golden child
Yes.
syndrome. It's real, man. It's real,
100%.
and you have, even at 16, you have as much say in your life
Mhm.
Absolutely.
as anyone else, and you have absolutely the authority to say, you know what, I don't want this, or I'm feeling this.
Yeah. And one last thing I will say is something I tell my boys all the time. You don't have to figure it out today.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dude, you're 16 years old. You really, just in my experience, and again, I'm not a professional. This is just from my experience. You have until you're like 30 to really figure something out.
Mhm.
Um,
I'm almost 40. I still haven't had my shit figured
Exactly.
out,
I laugh because my current career, outside of this, I didn't really choose it. It kind of chose me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just kind of the same situation, a lot of pressure to finish school. I
Mhm.
really wasn't prepared to be an adult. And I think, you have a while. I originally was going to be a physical therapist, or try to be a physical
Mhm.
therapist.
Yeah.
And then I decided I didn't like that. So I tried education, decided I didn't like that. Tried psychology, decided not to like that. it's a whole thing,
Yeah.
dude. You
Yeah.
got a long time. Yes, talk to your parents. That's
Yes.
the first place to go.
Yeah.
Let them know what you have planned for your future. This is your future.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm.
If they're supportive, they're supportive. If they're not, there's going to be people that are supportive.
Yeah.
And you're afraid of making friends in college, dude. You're going to make so many friends in college.
Uh,
The friends you make in college often are multiples of what you make at high school.
Yeah.
High school is one of those areas that kind of filters people, you know, where they're going, right?
It's
Some
very
people are
cliquey
going
in
to
high
trades,
school.
some people are going to school,
Yeah.
but you end up at a place where people are trying to achieve the same thing. You're going to be taking classes with the same people, and eventually you're just make friendships with
That's
these
cool.
people.
All right, so I gotta say something real quick because he said, I'm afraid my scholarship will go away if I don't go this year, and I won't be able to afford it otherwise. So I was in this exact same situation. I don't know how, like, you're like what you're going through right now aligns like so perfectly with what I went through.
Yeah.
So I had college paid for. I had I had my card paid for, and I didn't have to pay rent because I was living with my parents, and then I also had a job. So I was basically set for the perfect life, quote unquote, what people would think is the perfect life. You're going to college, you got your card paid for, you don't have to pay any bills, anything like that. So I failed my first semester of college like horribly. And I went to my dad and I was like, or no, the first semester I didn't tell my dad. I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing fine. Then the second semester I
knew.
failed again, and I was like, oh, something's wrong. I'm not good at this. What's the problem?
Yeah.
So I started talking to my counselors, and then my counselor was like, you need to talk to your parents. Have you not talked to your parents? And I was like, let me talk to my dad. So then I talked to him, and he was like, if it's not for you, it's not for you. Don't start pushing
Yeah.
it just because you have a scholarship or everything paid for doesn't mean you have to do it. Going to school for free is the same as not going to school because you don't pay
Yeah.
for it.
Well, and to your point about, you know, not wanting your parents to feel like they're the ones giving pressure. One thing I did learn in therapy is like, you know, when you feel something, when you have an emotion, when you're feeling, especially a negative one, like pressure,
Mm.
things like that. For us, you know, it's just generally, we want to assign a cause to it, right? But you really don't have to. So you can express that you're feeling pressure without
Yeah.
saying that they're the cause of
Mhm.
you feeling pressure.
Mhm.
You can say I'm feeling anxious and just leave like that. And I you know, I will say, hopefully, you know, as a parent, you know, those are things I want to know.
Yes.
Those are things I want my kids to tell me, and we'll figure it out, you know. So absolutely, dude. You know, hoping the best, hoping you can
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
have that conversation, talk to your counselors on the scholarship side of things. Absolutely, talk to your counselors, see what's out there. I know there's a lot of opportunities. I mean, if you're already at 16 and getting ready to
I know,
graduate
man.
college, man,
Yeah, that's insane.
you're gonna be good.
You're gonna be
good.
fine.
So
And
you-
dude, there's nothing wrong with going to your parents saying, I don't know how to fix this. There's just some pressure.
Mm.
Let's sit down. Let's
Stop.
find a mental health professional to talk with that we all can sit down with to talk these
Yeah.
things through. 980, it's a good place to start, man.
and
Yeah.
you know, I was letting Figure, you know, explain his situation before I went to mine. I felt a little, if it was very similar. I was always a good student. I had school locked down. School, I don't want to say if it was for me, but I found it easy.
Yeah.
But it did not alleviate the pressure of not knowing what I was going to do with it,
Mm.
not knowing the expectations. You know, I was the first one in my family to go to college.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it was like this unsurmountable expectation of like, you know, am I going to be the one that helps my whole family, you know, from this lower middle class that we're at, or just the expectation of my mom being proud and wanting her to study what she wanted me to study. You know, it's you know, if school is for you or isn't for you, you know, it's something, a conversation to have with yourself, with your parents. If it is for you, you know, my 2 cents would be like, make the best out of it.
Oh,
Find something you want to study.
Mm.
Don't, you know, like you had a few career changes within school.
Yes.
I started the first semester trying to say, yeah, I'm going to be a doctor.
Uh-huh.
I didn't really want to be a doctor.
Yeah.
God knows if I would have gotten through school, but I didn't really. My mom wanted me to be a doctor. But you know, it wasn't even until like closer to graduation. I was a good enough student to pass all my classes, but it wasn't closer to graduation. I was like, huh, what do I want to do?
Exactly.
And even then,
Kind of like, what now?
what now? Even
yeah.
then, I what I'm doing now is a
yeah,
little bit different from what I studied.
I went to college for 2 years and changed my major 3 times.
Yeah, I went to college for 6 years
Yeah.
because I decided 3 years in, yeah, I don't want to study this anymore. But yeah, no, perfect thing, Monkey Man. Yeah, talk to who you need to talk to. Talk to your professors, talk to your sponsors, talk to your counselors, and there's a solution.
There is.
There will be a solution to figure out how this works and to hopefully get you in a better place, mentally, and to get you prepared and set up. Because I mean, yeah, let's say you do go to college. There's plenty of people that can help, and there's plenty of support systems that will get you.
There's
to where you
plenty
need.
of people who are going to be in your position too. So you know,
Yeah.
be vocal.
yeah.
Don't be shy. Don't. I like to tell people, don't suffer in silence.
Yeah.
I.
Yeah.
It really brings you further down.
Yeah. And Monkey Man, what you brought up is honestly what I think a lot of people go through
Yeah.
is the don't really know how to ask for help.
Yeah.
The first thing is just ask. Hey, this is what I'm feeling. Can you help me through this?
Yeah.
So that's the first thing, man. And more power to you for recognizing it. This young, I didn't know shit at 16. You know?
Oh yeah, I should have been. I should have gone
Exactly.
with.
And don't. And you were talking about what kind of school, Ivy school, and all. Don't worry about
Yeah.
that. Honestly, don't. I had the same expectations about myself, and I didn't.
Yeah.
And I still did well for myself. But it's don't have that expectation. I have a lot of good friends who have
Yeah.
masters now and PhDs, and they went ahead and started in community college because
Yeah.
that was their path. That was
Yeah.
what, like, more logical step, like the
Yeah.
next stepping stone for them that eased them better to it. It's just
That's right.
finding what you're comfortable with, finding something that's not gonna, set you up where you're isolating yourself more.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, there you go. Sebastian, he's an educator. So listen to him. Monkey Man, yeah, there's a lot of the same pressures being experienced around. You're not the only one.
Yeah.
But your store and your voice is important. So absolutely feel if there's anything that we could help you with is just to encourage you to put your voice to power,
Yeah.
say your piece, say your truth, and just say, hey man, this is what I'm feeling. Because yeah, and it sounds like you're gonna kick ass, dude.
Yeah.
You're gonna kick some ass, and you're gonna do what you need to do. So it's just encourage you to do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like you said, go to where you're getting support. Dude, check in back with us next week or via email. You have our info at rockmental.com is our general email address. Check in with us, man.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Yeah.
Let us know how you're doing. I think it's important to have these kind of conversations because there's kids just like you that are going through the same thing.
Mhm.
Lower middle class people have a very weird relationship with money.
Yeah,
And
I
you're
still
going
do.
Yeah, same here.
and we're not lower middle class anymore, but we still have a very weird relationship
Yeah.
with money. That could be a huge part of it. Really, a mental health professional, your guidance counselor at school is going to be able to take all of these factors in your life and determine, okay, he needs to learn how to manage money or learn how to manage time, or he just needs to learn how this, the financial aid process.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's going to be information that helps you, free you from some of that. And it's also going to be, just facing those fears.
And unfortunately, a lot of times, like a lot of students don't know how to ask without asking. And sometimes to get those support systems and to get those things, you just
Yeah.
need to ask.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for reaching out, man. This
Yeah,
is what
for sure,
this is our whole
absolutely.
mission, helping people who need help.
Stay
Yeah, for sure,
stay
man.
for the whole show. Like,
Yeah.
I know we get a little bit sappy here or like, some advice or everything, but stay for the whole show. We'll make you laugh. You'll find some great music and check in with us
Okay, yeah.
weekly.
He's gonna go sit down with his parents and talk
Oh,
to
cool.
the professor.
All right, man.
Sounds good.
Go ahead
have
and
a
do
great
Check
that.
in with us.
Monkey
Let us
Man.
know.
Thank you
Hopefully,
so much.
we got your back, dude.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.